Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and want to see more. Coming up, it's the Rugby League Rivals round. And even though their game is called off for COVID, two Super League sides show that Rugby League has a heart. So, this weekend's round 20 of the Super League was dubbed the Rivals round, as it was a weekend full of derbies, local rivalries and hot-tempered games of the past. It goes from the 19th, the Thursday of August. Yes, it is a significant day for me, as well as going through to the 22nd, which is the Sunday. And to look at those games, these are the who were playing who. The Rivals round consisted of, first of all, on the Thursday, Warrington Wolves versus Catalan Dragons, and Leeds Rhinos versus the Huddersfield Giants. When Friday came along, we had Wigan Warriors versus St Helens. And Saturday, it was the Hull Derby, Hull FC versus Hull KR, and also Castleford Tigers versus Wakefield Trinity. And the rounding off with the Leeds Centurions playing the Salford Red Devils. But unfortunately, COVID got in the way of one of the games, as the Warrington Wolves game versus Catalan Dragons was felled by the COVID bug, as it was announced that 4 members of the Catalan Dragons staff returned positive COVID-19 tests in the 24 hours leading up to the games, with 3 testing positive on Thursday morning as the squad was preparing to fly to England. Under the RFL's multiple cases framework, Super League leaders Catalan will now await further instructions from the multiple cases group, and consideration will be given to the rearrangement of the fixture. A total of 21 games have now been postponed this year to the COVID pandemic, and it's the 4th Catalan Dragons game to be postponed, although the first were due to an outbreak in their own camp. This is the first, should I say? This is the first that was to do with their camp. Sorry, big spider. The table will again be determined by win points percentage to allow for the possibility of the games not being fulfilled, but the clubs required to complete 70% of the fixtures in order to qualify for the playoffs. Catalan have also already reached this threshold, while Warrington need to play 2 more to meet it. Now, it's a sad thing that the game didn't go on, but a positive in this is that the generosity of Rugby League family came out again, as you'll see. So in a statement on their Twitter account, ensuring tonight's matchday food doesn't go to waste, Warrington Wolves said over 300 meals have been served tonight to children who are eligible for free school meals and have participated on the Foundation's summer holidays camps over the past 4 weeks. Which is an amazing gift, which they made hay out of a troubling situation. And they can be applauded by that, but not to be outdone. Catalans decided player meals scheduled for tonight's game have been distributed to St Helens Town relief teams. So the surviving game of Thursday's Rivals round was the game between Leeds Rhinos and the Huddersfield Giants at the Emerald Head Inley. Leeds had a little bit more incentive in the game, as before the game the crowd was reintroduced to a returning hero, as Rob Burrows and his family returned to Headingley after 18 months since his testimonial game. Yes, it was in conjunction to promote his book, Too Many Reasons to Live, but it was also a great way to have him back in the stadium. He was the guest of honour, chanting him all night, and they were given an okay game in this round 20 clash. So Leeds ground out an 18 points to 12 victory over Huddersfield to keep their Super League playoff hopes alive. Former Great Britain. Oh. Headingley was a grind of a game as Leeds had to grind out an 18 points to 12 victory over Huddersfield to keep their dreams alive of a Super League playoff place. A 10,000 crowd in attendance roared its approval as firstly the game began with the laid out of the three Burrows children presenting the match ball to referee Ben Failure, and he told the fans as well, Rob Burrows I mean, I will never give in. So Ash Hanley opened the scoring, finishing off a break-fitting lead from scrum half Callum McClelland for his third try in as many matches. McClelland was back in the side after recovering from a head knock and found himself playing alongside his third half-back partner in as many games in Robert Louis, and they both played key roles in the hard-fought victory. Rhinos, who lost Luke Gale, Conrad Hurrell and Reece Martin following last week's win at Lee, were forced into late changes when forward Cameron Smith pulled out through COVID-19, and they lacked cohesion at times in the first half. So when Harry Newman went off for a head injury assessment midway through the first half, Richard Agar was forced into a reshuffle, although he was able to return in the second half. Newman. Huddersfield also lacked a handful of regulars who had created the first chance of the game when centre Leroy Cudjoe gave his winger Sam Wood a sight to the line, but he lost control of the ball at a crucial time. The visitors though drew level on the 23rd minute through Cudjoe's pass to Wood, which was deflected by McClelland in the defensive line, and the teenage standoff Will Price was gifted a try. There was little to choose between the two teams at that stage, but Leeds regained the lead 5 minutes before their break when Giants failed to clear the danger posed by Lewis Grubber kick into space, and fullback Richie Myler pounced for the try. Another one to his his collection of tries that he's putting together in a recent run. Hanley handled the kicking duties in the absence of Gale, and Martin landed the touchline conversion to make it 10 points to 4. Leeds then dominated the early stages of the second half and extended their lead with a couple of penalties from Harry Newman, who took over the kick. Huddersfield were full of spirit but lacked creativity to trouble the hard-working Rhinos defence, and it was no surprise when the home side went further in front as former Giants hooker Cruz Leeming puts Louis through a gap for their third try on the hour. A series of defensive errors enabled Leeds to tighten their grip further, and Huddersfield coach Ian Watson responded by withdrawing Lewis Senior and switching fullback Ash Golding to the wing. Leeds had forward Zane Tetevano simbing for 8 minutes from the end for a late tackle, and the Giants took advantage of the extra man to create a try for Wood, who then put in a kick for former Rhinos forward Owen Trout to grab another in the last minute. Okay, so now on to the next game from the Rivals round, and it's Wigan versus Saints. And this derby is always a fiery event, and this one is not too dissimilar, as there was 5 sim innings, 4 for Wigan, split between 2 players, and 1 for St Helens. Both teams have come into this game with surprising defeats last week, supposedly, as St Helens were lost at home against Castleford, and Wigan came unstuck at Hull KR. But in this match between the two Super League Grand Finalists of 2020, St Helens comfortably came out on top, 26 points to 2, which virtually ended Wigan's hopes of a top 2 finish. So, with a crowd of 16,390 in attendance, the ferocious tackles flew in from the start, and Wigan winger Liam Marshall was forced off after a minute after being flattened in a 3-man challenge. That meant an early introduction to John Bateman, with his England second row teammate Liam Farrell switching to the 3 quarters, but he was quickly dispatched to the sin bin after coming to blows with St Helens second rower James Bentley. Bentley, making his second start since April after recovering from a broken leg, was also shown a yellow card, and the game appeared to settle down, although it continued at a fast pace until both teams began to tire in the last 5 minutes of the half when errors began to creep in. Saints always looked to be the most purposeful team, and they opened the scoring now with an 8-minute try from winger Regan Grace, who profited from a cut-out pass from fullback Lachlan Goots after creating the position with a break of his own. St Helens standoff Jackson Hastings posed a few problems, but for the visitors with his shrewd ball distribution, but the Warriors' only points of the half came through penalty by his half-back partner Harry Smith. Saints' threats, on the other hand, came from all over the pitch, with Coote, Johnny Lomax and Matt Percival all proving handfuls, while Lewis Dodds came up with a superb piece of opportunism to score the other first half try. The rookie scrum half scored the ball 1-on-1 from Wigan's prop Oliver Partington as he attempted to bring the ball away from his own line to score his 3rd try in 5 games, as he continued to demonstrate his readiness to take over the number 7 shirt from Theo Farge, who's on a move to Huddersfield at the end of the season. Who converted both tries as the champions led 12 points to 2 at the interval, and the exchanges were just as fierce in the second half. Lachlan Coote needed to go off for a head injury assessment, which I think he was feigning a bit. I might be proved wrong, but I've seen him go down with possible head injury actions, which seem very, very soft. Shall we say that? This one also seems soft, as Jackson Hastings was on top of the ball. Got a picture of it in front of me. I'm grabbing the ball. The ball is being carried high, close to the line, with both hands, and Coote went down like he was clotheslined in the nose, and had to be helped by 2 St Helens backroom staff off the pitch, or walk him off the pitch, shall we say that. But concerned about him and everything, but it came on 5 minutes later. I still believed in him. There was nothing wrong with him. All the press are now saying that was why the penalty was given when Saints extended the lead to 14-2 with a penalty kick, but it wasn't. It was an incident before that. Chris Kendall shown in his penalty movements. John Bateman shoulder charged someone out of the way when they were running for the ball. That's someone being Dodds, and that's when he kicked on. And Coote picked up the ball as he was the only one in the area. That's what was given as. But it got worse for the home side when Bateman was shown a second yellow card after 50 minutes for dissent, and Saints should have made them pay when Percival reached out for the line, only to lose grip of the ball. There was no stopping Percival after 62 minutes, however, as he got on the end of a break from Grace to score his side's 3rd try, which made the game safe. Wigan were back down to 12 men at that stage after Willie Isa was sin-binned for a high tackle on the aforementioned Percival. He went in with a hard tackle which was totally legal, which made Percival fumble the ball. Willie Ices got the red mist on. He's already been sim-mimmed earlier, which was weird as anything, but he went in again, bisect Percival with the face. Got 10 minutes for that. Anyway, Coop provided the telling pass in a move for Percival's try after returning to the field, but his accuracy with the boot deserted him as he pushed both penalties and a conversion wide of the post. It mattered little, however, as Saints' stranglehold on the game and prop was complete, and prop Alex Walmsley powered over for his 4th try in the last minute, with Coop picking his 4th goal of the game. So this one is my own personal game of the weekend, as Hull FC won a thrilling derby 23 points to 22 against bitter rivals Hull KR to boost their bid for a top 6 spot in the Betfred Super League. Both sides scored 4 tries, but it was returning captain Mark Sneed's second half drop goal which proved decisive for the black and whites. Beretta Ferramo scored 2 tries for the home side, who also touched down through Adam Swift and Carlos Tumavame. Sneed also kicked 2 conversions and a penalty. Rovers tries came through Jimmy Kindhorse, Rowan Milnes, Albert Verte and Ben Crooks, who also converted 3 of their scores. The home side made the best possible start as Swift dived in at the left corner from Jake Connor cut-out pass with 3 minutes on the clock. They thought they had grabbed a second try when Cameron Scott's effort was ruled out as the ball went forward in the build-up. Kindhorse levelled the game up as he drove in at the corner with 18 minutes gone as Rovers' concerted pressure paid off, but Crooks failed to add the extras. Danny Alton's knock-on gave up the great field position, but Lewis Johnson was held just short of the line. But on FC's next set, they gave up the ball once again close to their own line. Milnes missed an easy drop goal and the game remained locked at 4-4 with 14 minutes of the half remaining. With the pressure relieved, the home side charged down the other end, and when Faraimo's low kick came off 2 Rovers players, Tumavave gathered the ball and strolled in on the right, only to be denied by the video referee for an obstruction before he touched down. That was a bit controversial, to be honest, and any other day there's a chance that would have been given that try. It's a weird one. Anyway, Milnes made up for his earlier missed kick as he ran through to gather his own clever kick and put Rovers in front for the first time, with Crooks kicking his side 10-4 ahead 8 minutes before the break. The home side scored their second try 5 minutes before the half-time hooter as Sneed's kick was tapped down by Ferramo and an easy score on a right. Sneed's conversion tied the game up at 10-10, but when Crooks overkicked the restart, FC were back on the attack, and they made it pay as Tumavave weaved his way past 3 defenders to score his side's 3rd try, which Sneed kicked the extras to make 16 points to 10 at the end of the pulsating first half. Rovers forced a goal line dropout early in the second half, and Crooks broke the defensive line to touchdown, converting his own try to make it 16-16. But the home side responded almost immediately as Fariamo crossed on the right for his second try in 10 minutes. Crooks was penalised though for a high tackle on Sneed, whose penalty with 17 minutes remaining put the home side 22 points to 16 ahead. Pinehorse nearly got in on the corner for Hull KR, just failed to claim a high kick as Rovers looked for their 4th try, but they were denied as Captain Sneed and Sean Kenny Dowell squared up and play broke down with 10 minutes remaining. Sneed stretched the lead to 7 points with 6 minutes to go with a drop goal, but Rovers responded as Vete forced his way over and Crooks converted to make it a 1-point game. Rovers were pushing hard to score to follow the winning score, but were almost punished when Tuimavave raced clear, only for the try to be disallowed after a teammate had knocked on in the move. Would have had a hat-trick to that day. With under a minute remaining, Rovers had a chance to snatch something when Mills saw his second drop goal attempt triage down this time, and the home side won 23 points to 22. So our next game, penultimate game, was Castleford who retained their Adam Watani Trophy success with another derby success over Wakefield Trinity at the Menderhose Jungle on Saturday night. And that extended their winning run over their neighbours to over 16 games, continuing an unbeaten streak that goes back to 2015. Castleford edged Wakefield 23 points to 18 to extend their winning run. A brace from Greg Edens ensured the Tigers' triumph over their derby rivals and clinched a third Super League victory in a row, keeping them in a hunt for a potential playoff place. Tries from Oliver Holmes and Daryl Alfords, along with 4 goals from Danny Richardson, cemented Castleford's 10th derby win at the Jungle. The Tigers started the game positively, and McShane tried to barge over the line in the 4th minute, but Wakefield held him up to prevent a try. They continued to turn the screw and heap more pressure on the Trinity defence, which paid off after 8 minutes when a quick shift to the left saw Eden touch down for the opening try. Richardson added the extras from the sideline. It took just 3 minutes for the Tigers to grab their second try through Holmes. A smart pass from Richardson was enough for the forward back to power over from short range, with the halfback converting to make it 12-0. Trinity managed to cut the deficit though, thanks to a brilliant crisp quick thinking try by Brad Walker. The hooker definitely grubbered into the in-goal, and Tiniaru Arona won the race to the ball to score, with Mason Lino adding the extras. In the 27th minute, the Tigers edged 2 more points ahead, with Richardson kicking a penalty after Wakefield were pinged for offside. Then tempers flared when Richardson and Lino squared off at the ruck and a melee erupted. Both players were subsequently yellow carded and sent to the sin bin, each team having 12 men. It was Castleford who responded better to the incident, with Nile Devils putting Alfords over for a try in the corner with a brilliant cut-out pass. Richardson still in the bin, which gave Gareth O'Brien the mantle for kicking the extras, but his strike was wayward. Right before half-time, Richardson knocked over a drop goal to give the home team a 19 points to 6 lead at the break. And in the second half, Castleford turned the screws, and in the 48th minute, Eden grabbed his second try of the night, and Richardson's kick was wide, but the Tigers remained comfortable with a 23 points to 6 lead. Tom Johnson gave Trinity some hope when he forced his way over to score with 19 minutes left, and Mason Lino added the extras to cut the Castleford lead to 23 points to 12. Then, with 5 minutes left on the clock, Lee Kershaw crossed from out wide, and Lino nailed the conversion to reduce the deficit to 5 points. But unfortunately it was to naught, as Wakefield were unable to fashion another late try, so the Tigers held on for a late victory at 23 points 80. So in a startling affair, a promoted side has actually won a game since the 6th of September 2019, as its rivals round headed to Lee for their game against Salford. And as it's a Sunday, you'd think it was a sombre affair, but it was anything but, as the tries were flowing from all corners. Lee's Centurions' season-long wait for a victory finally came to an end as the Betfred Super League's rivals round ended in a 32 points to 22 win for the bottom of the table side against Salford Red Devils. An early Rhys Williams try for Salford was cancelled out by Joe Mellor, who crossed for Centurions, and Keenan Brand's try, adding to the first 2 of 7 Craig Mullen kicks, gave Lee an 8-point advantage. Salford would regain the lead though, with Harvey Levette going over from a Richard March's side before Kensio scored in the corner shortly after half time. Penalties for either side meant that at this stage, Salford held a 14 points to 16 lead, but a trio of further 2-pointers from Mullen handed Lee another lead at 20 points to 16, with less than a quarter of the game to go. Liam Hood then clinched the victory by finding a gap next to the post with 6 minutes on the clock, and Adam Sidlow crashed over for another, rendering Ken Seo's second try nothing but a consolation. The relief at the end was palpable, with Lee ending their side's streak of 16 consecutive defeats following their election to the Super League last December. Election is the best word to describe it. They're not there on merit. And that's it for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember, like, subscribe and share the video worldwide. I want you to do me a favour in the comments though. This Rivals round, what's your opinion on? Should it be left as a Rivals round at Magic Weekend? Or should it be something that will be implemented home and away twice a season, and then the Magic round being a random fixture list? An interesting thought. Is there any other ideas that you want to see in Super League? Whether it's a 9s tournament beforehand, or even going back to the £1 million game for relegation teams. Anyway, I'll just say thank you very much for watching once more. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video.